14th time this season. Tanner Roark makes his 8th start for the Nats. Opposite Jose Fernandez, returning from the disabled list to the place where he has never lost. Game 2 of the weekend series. It is the Nats. It is the Marlins from Marlins Park. And the Nats will throw Tanner Roark tonight against Jose Fernandez of the Marlins. Washington will try to do something no other team has been able to do against him, and that's beat him in this ballpark. Bob and FP, some rough news to pass along. Drew Storen will not be with us for the rest of the season. Kind of got upset the other night after giving up the homer to Yoenis Cespedes, broke his thumb. And, we saw this a couple of years ago with Ryan Matthews. These guys are competitors, and at times they're just going to lose control and have something like that happen. Yeah, that was just a lot of frustration built up for Drew Storen. You feel like ever since the Papelbon trade and him going to the 8th inning, not being the closer anymore, some tough outings back to back to back, and it all came to a head, and he lost his cool. Now he's out for the season. So a big blow for the Nats bullpen today. A bullpen, quite frankly, it's been struggling. And you look at Drew Storen through July 28th, and look what he's done since. 6.75 ERA from a 1.73 ERA, and it just hasn't been the same for Drew. So hopefully he gets right mentally. He relaxes a little bit. It's a big blow to the team. They're going to miss him, but you just move forward. I mean, that's all you can do right now, but the hits just keep on coming to this ball club. Yeah, and Drew had 95 career saves. We always hope we could see him get to 100, and hopefully that'll happen for him sometime next year. Now, let's look at the starters tonight. Tanner Roark first for the Nats, and it's kind of interesting when you look at the career numbers of him and Jose Fernandez. As starters, they're kind of similar, but Tanner has been up and down minor leagues bullpen starter this year. Yeah, you name it, Tanner Roark's gone through it this year, whether he's been a setup guy, a closer, a long relief guy, a starter, a middle relief guy, a minor league pitcher. So now he goes up against the Marlins for the 4th time. You see the career record, nice numbers, 2-0 with a 1.86 ERA. He's coming off a pretty good start against the Braves last time. We only gave up 1 run on 5 hits, so look for a good night from Tanner Roark in a big ball club. In a big ballpark, and Jose Fernandez, unbeatable at home for the Marlins. This is his first start in over a month. He was out with a bicep strain. Yeah, he is back and still coming back from Tommy John surgery. Those are the numbers I talked about. It's kind of striking how similar they are. You wouldn't compare these two because they're different ages, they're different kind of guys, but the numbers are really interesting. So maybe Bryce Harper, the guy who gets some damage done against Fernandez tonight. He's liked hitting in this ballpark in the past. He's been very good all year long. Bryce kind of quiet last game or two. We might be sitting on a powder keg in South Florida tonight. baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you. Breezy night, cloudy outside, in the 80s, but 75 indoors here at Marlins Park. Ballpark that opened up in 2012. They usually get some extra patrons when Jose Fernandez is pitching, as he is tonight. Got some early game notes for you. Jason Worth is on a 20-game on-base streak, and he's hit safely 11 of his last 12 as well, but never getting on base in his career like he is right now. In September, Nationals 296, Marlins 286. Both ball clubs having good offensive months, and Michael A. Taylor, every 6.61 at-bats, drives in a run this year. Michael A. sitting at 61 batted in with 14 home runs. So another newsy day around the Nats, and down by the dugout, here's Dan.
Bob Drew Storer now out the rest of the season for this Nationals ball club, makes the 4th Nationals reliever that will not be with this team for the rest of the year. But on a more day-to-day basis, this Nationals team is going through some injury struggles, which is leaving Matt Williams kind of having to tiptoe his way through his lineup construction on a daily basis. Here's what Matt Williams is dealing with. Ryan Zimmerman with an oblique issue, which he still is not able to swing a bat because of. Yunel Escobar scratched from the lineup late today with a stomach bug. Michael A. Taylor's got a knee issue. Danny Espinosa has a sore hand, took a ground ball off his right hand during that Mets series. Clint Robinson is away from the ball club. He's on paternity leave. So this is leaving Matt Williams on a day-to-day basis, needing to figure out how everyone is doing, communicating with his training staff, and figuring out how he can put together a lineup that can give his team the best chance to win on that given day. It hasn't been easy for him, and especially with expanded rosters, you're not used to in September struggling to put a lineup together, but the Nationals have of late. Matt Williams does have his 9th, though, ready for today's game here in Miami. Lineups and first pitch are coming next from Marlins Park.
Jose Fernandez taking the mound here at Marlins Park, a ballpark where he has never lost, 15 decisions, 1.14 ERA, and in his career against the Nats, he's 2-0 with an 0.69. Going out there 4 times. Ian Desmond career against the Fish. Good numbers, over 300, the extra base hits, the RBIs, nearly won every 2 ball games. So the bottom 4 of the regular 8 stays the same. But the top 4 got a change with Rendon now batting leadoff, Espinosa second, and Worth, who was leading off, going to the cleanup spot upon the scratch about 45 minutes ago of Yunel Escobar. So here's Fernandez, just turned 23 at the end of July. Amazing future in front of him, but a few injuries this year so far.
Yeah, last start prior to going on the disabled list, he allowed 2 runs on 4 hits, a walk while striking out 6 over 5 innings. That was at Atlanta on August 7th. So this is his first start back since August 7th. He had bicep strain. So it was one of those things where the Marlins just wanted to be very careful with their franchise pitcher. He felt better within a week of his bicep strain, but since they're not in a pennant race, they want him to be 100%, more than 100%. He threw a 75-pitch simulated game, which means, like batting practice, 2 Marlins players here at Marlins Park, and he deemed himself ready, and here he is.
Anthony Rendon stepped in, now he steps out. I thought it was interesting when Fernandez was quoted in the Herald today saying they had a plan in place for him had the Marlins challenged or made the playoffs to cut down on the innings and try to get him to last as long as he can.
So the fastball average is 96. Slider's probably the best secondary pitch at 83. Changeup 88. Occasional curve.
Rendon greets him with a base hit. Underway at 7:11 Eastern on the second pitch. Anthony has now hit safely in 18 of his last 20 ball games.
Well, there goes a no-hitter, quick style. Anthony Rendon initially batting second today with the lineup change. Escobar out. He moves up to the leadoff spot and starts this one off with a clean single to left field.
Still one of the quickest bats you will see. So the league's only hitting .215 against him. ERA 2.30, 7 starts, 4 wins. Danny Espinosa fighting off that hand. He's been on base in 18 of his 22 games since the All-Star break, and 1 for 3 career against Fernandez. Larry Vanover, 24th year in the big leagues. He's the crew chief. Tom Woodring, Vic Carapazza, Ron Culpa on the bases. Down and in, nasty pitch on 2-0. Danny from the left side this year, 236. And there's Fernandez taking a little bit off at 88.
Yeah, 2-1 changeup right there. So 15-0 at home. His first 24 career starts here at Marlins Park, a 1.14 ERA. On about an 80 pitch count tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Big breaking ball, dropping and striking out Danny Espinosa. 1 out.
This did not look like a healthy Danny Espinosa swing to me. I know he was probably fooled on the pitch, but watch the swing and the follow through, and it just wasn't smooth like it's been all year. So that hand has to be hurting him. You can just tell by that swing.
Yeah, guys playing hurt. Michael A. Taylor, we could see on those swings last night, having a hard time extending. So here's Bryce. Walked his first time up last night, then the Marlins struck him out 3 straight times.
Jose Fernandez going Max Scherzer stalker mode right there after strike 1. You see that? He walked down the hill halfway to home, got the ball. I think he's digging this matchup between the 2 young superstars.
Bryce, by the way, 1 for 6 with 3 walks against him.
And I think the Marlins wanted Jose to make a few starts, so they knew he was okay going in the offseason, and he knew he was okay going in the offseason, so there wasn't any mystery next spring when he reports.
Bryce Harper takes 98. Low in the zone, the count's 1-2.
Perfect pitch.
And Bryce Harper down on strikes in this series for the 4th straight time.
I mean, that's not only paint, but it's 98 in paint. Look at this pitch by Fernandez. It just dotted the corner 2 times in a row. So back-to-back pitcher strikes, almost 100 miles an hour. So command and velocity to Bryce Harper. think he has to be careful that he doesn't peak too soon tonight with the over a month layoff and just pitch in a simulated game. You could run yourself right into the ground because you're excited to come back and waste all your bullets early.
He's been pretty good off the stretch. Jason Worth, 1 for 11 career against Fernandez with a home run and 4 batted in. Got that heater working early. It's warm in here tonight, quite muggy, working up a good sweat. These guys won't have any trouble being loose from their first couple of pitches. Big ballpark, you can challenge people. They play Worth around to the right a bit. And then the breaking ball well outside. Good at bat by Jason Worth. Couple of breaking balls for balls 3 and 4, 2 on for Ian Desmond.
So the defense for the Marlins behind Jose Fernandez tonight. Dietrich, Yelich, Suzuki the outfield. Rojas, Prado left side. Gordon Bohr right side. And JT Realmuto behind the plate.
Ian Desmond looking for his first career hit against Fernandez. He comes front door with a breaking ball and misses. Ian is 0 for 12 career against him with 10 strikeouts. Career record of 20-8, 44th career start. Anthony Rendon single to lead off the ball game after Espinosa and Harper struck out. Jason Worth coaxing a 2-out walk.
I like coaxing. You gotta stick with that. It's a good word. What's your word of the day? Text that to 29292. Coaxing.
Coaxing. In TV, though, it's called coaxing after the cables we use.
Just say thanks, FP.
Pretty good rip by Ian Desmond. And the count 2-2. Looking for first inning damage here. Mets are underway at Atlanta. Noah Syndergaard, and for the Braves, Williams Perez pitching tonight.
More than one William?
They named him plural. 2-2. Breaking ball, and Desmond hits it high in the air and deep to center. But Christian Yelich has room to spare in this cavernous ballpark. The Nats get a hit and a walk in strand 2. Tanner Roark now goes to work. weekend to watch the 3-game series, and they're looking for a better result tonight. Tanner Roark will have to take on D. Gordon and company, and then the young man from Northern Virginia, Justin Bour, in that number 4 spot. So last night he added a base hit onto his versus Nats resume, went 1 for 3. So 321, 4 home runs against Washington pitching. Tanner Roark, 2-2 career in 4 starts against the Marlins, 10 appearances overall.
Yeah, nice job his last start on the 4th against the Braves. 4 1/3, gave up 5 hits, just 1 run. Walked 3, struck out 1 through 69 pitches.
D. Gordon leads the major leagues in hits with 173. Had one the first time up last night. Then the Nationals got him on 3 ground balls. Here's a 2-hopper, Danny Espinosa.
Couple switches in the defense. Anthony Rendon originally at second, moves to third base, and Danny Espinosa gets the start. Yunel Escobar out with a stomach deal tonight, so there's your Nats defense. Little tercera base tonight for Anthony Rendon, and Danny Espinosa gets the start.
Good running movement on that fastball to Christian Yelich. Talented outfielder stepping in at 286. That ball inside, and he turned on it, and it is caught by Bryce Harper right in front of the Miami bullpen. And that straightaway right field, where he caught that ball, is about 385 feet away. That's how big this ballpark is.
Well, he did a nice job of knowing where he was at. Little check of the wall right there. Then he feels 4 or 5 steps on the warning track, knows he's getting close to the fence, jumps, and makes a nice play. Tanner waiting, approves. Nice play, Bryce Harper.
You can get away with a few here. So that was just to the right of that 392 mark. And with 2 outs, it'll be Martin Prado.
You can also get away with taking your eye off the ball at twilight here, because you have the roof and there's no danger of losing the ball before it gets dark enough to pick it up. That ball's hit outdoors. There's no way Bryce can take his eyes off it. Not at this time.
Martin Prado, 375 over his last 17 games. Roark pumping strikes, and the bat goes into the Miami dugout. Looked like Derek Dietrich was getting out of the way. He's the in-the-hole batter, and he was running straight toward the far end of the dugout as that bat came screaming in right past Justin Bour.
Did that get Chuck Hernandez? I think it did.
He's the Marlins pitching coach.
I think they got their pitching coach. Let's check it out. That's coming in hot. And there's, oh, he's just down the corner.
One, two, the count. To the right side. Ground ball, Danny Espinosa again. Long ball caught by Harper, and a good start for Tanner Roark tonight against Miami.
Marlins Park. Yoga in the outfield returns on Sunday, September 27 at Nats Park. Phillies 1:35 start. Special ticket purchase fans will receive limited edition Nationals yoga mats and enjoy post-game yoga session on the outfield grass. First one was a hit. There was tons of people there, so don't miss this one. Visit nationals.com/yoga to purchase your tickets today.
Yoga on a Major League ball field. Very nice. Top of the second, Ramos, Taylor, and Moore. Wilson had a good night last night, 2 for 3 with a sac fly. So now he's hitting .292 his last 18 ball games.
I know there's a cow pose. Is there a buffalo pose for yoga?
I don't know.
Maybe the horns up and that bobblehead they made at the Fitz this year. Is there a fish pose? Those are the piranhas they have here at Marlins Park. Don't go in there for a foul ball. You lose a hand.
And a tapper on 2-0. Braves have an early run against the Mets tonight.
There's your animal lesson for the night, kids. These are Pinocchio dolphins. The pink ostriches. I think those are pine trees. Whoa. Nice.
It's hard to take your eyes off.
That's the moon right there in the middle. There's some jellyfish up here. I think these are jellyfish up here. Or they just look like eyes. That was pretty cool.
Ramos a big rip on 3-1. Boy, some big news in the Central today. Cincinnati won a suspended game. We'll take a look at this last pitch. This challenge fastball. And then Cincinnati beats St. Louis again in the regularly scheduled game. There's a race for first place in the Central again. Right now the Pirates are 3 games back. Meanwhile here, Fernandez strikes out his third nat. First out, second inning. Taylor coming up.
Well, he's pitching like a closer from the beginning. He's just all fastballs. You've only seen a handful of sliders, maybe 2 come to mind, but it's been 97, 98, going right after the Nats hitters with the Express. There's a slider.
And Toronto trying to win a doubleheader from the Yankees today. Already won 1 game, 6-0 in the second. They lead by 3.5 over there. Low and away to Taylor. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's throwing quality strikes. A lot of pitches first inning. 21 over 12 strikes because of the 2 strikeouts and the walk. Trying to get a quick second going here. And Michael A. Taylor is going to be called out on the corner. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
Yeah, let's see where it was. I mean, he's just painting right now. 98 on the black. There's not a whole lot you could do. The pitch he made to Bryce Harper, the 2 strikes that he threw Bryce Harper, very similar to strike 3 right here to Michael Taylor. Sometimes as a hitter, you got to tip your cap. There's not a whole lot you can do when a guy's just shaving off corners at 98.
Evidently Chuck Hernandez okay after that bat went flying in there. Pretty pleased with what he's watching. Tyler Moore goes up hacking and foul tips it. Base hit his 3rd time up last night. 19 RBIs in 29 games as a starter.
I'll tell you what, the cupboard's not bare here in South Florida. You got Jose Fernandez, you got Echeverria and Gordon up the middle. They're as good as anybody. And there's some good pieces here.
And a ball well hit out to center. Tearing back is Yelich. There, you talked about it. You can take your eye off the ball and just go sprinting and then catch it when it comes down. That ball was really hit hard.
Roark back in the Nationals rotation, with the Nats making the decision to move Joe Ross into the bullpen as he's reached uncharted waters in terms of his innings, up over 150 innings after throwing around 120 last year. I talked to Ross earlier today about the change out to the bullpen, how he feels about it. He says he understands the decision in terms of his workload and getting up with that innings limit to a point that he hadn't been before. He said his last start, when the Nats saw some fatigue, he tried to reach back for one and really let it go, and it just wasn't there. The Nats don't want Ross to subconsciously change his mechanics because of how he's feeling and do something that could hurt him. He's been talking to Doug Fister about how to adjust to the bullpen. He's excited for the new role.
Yeah, that's interesting. Two starters talking to each other about adjusting to the pen.
And maybe he's your 8th inning guy.
Coons.com sideline report from Dan. When you're talking Cards, you're talking Coons. Justin Bour leads off, bottom of the second. And Tanner Roark trying to pound him inside. Tanner had a quick first inning, 11 pitches, 7 strikes. Bour 1-for-1 career against him with a base on balls. Up in the zone. Good pitch. 4 1/3 his last time out against the Braves. That's won the game 5-2. Couldn't stick around long enough to qualify for the win, but gave up just a run on 5 hits. And then he throws 93, tailing away. First strikeout. And Tanner has retired the first 4 Miami hitters.
Well, the pitch was the 3-1 sinker. He started it on the inner half. It ran back. And then he strikes him out on the 3-2 fastball. And I always say Tanner Roark's 2-seam fastball into lefties pretty much dictates whether he's going to have a good one or not. And he's got some pretty good run on that heater so far.
Yeah, looked good on the Nissan pitch track. And here's Derek Dietrich. First pitch breaking ball to him. Didn't start the ball game last night because Gio was out there, the lefty. Dietrich had 15 RBIs in August, 23 on the year. Tanner Roark couldn't get it cleanly. Espinosa does, though, with the bare hand. And that's the bare hand Danny heard a few nights ago. Quite a play. 2 outs.
And if you missed it, he was playing infield in. He got a bullet, and he went to the backhand side, and he had his bare hand behind. It got him on the thumb. So what does he do? He uses that hand on a bare hand play and makes a beauty. Watch Danny Espinosa play defense all day, wherever you put him.
Hard to tell if there was a change of direction. I don't know if Roark got it or not. Either a 1-4-3 or a 4-3 with Espinosa right in the middle of things. And here's JT Realmuto, the Miami rookie catcher, who's having a record-setting season for a first-year guy here behind the plate. Desmond goes backhand, and then the ball just came out of his bare hand as he made the exchange.
Yeah, he fielded it cleanly, and like you said, right after he fields at the backhand, he goes for the exchange and just loses the handle. And maybe that's because Realmuto can run pretty good. He was in a hurry, rushed it, couldn't get the grip.
Ian Desmond's 24th error of the year, the Nats 80th. And that gets Ichiro to the plate here with 2 outs. And the catcher's running. He has stolen 7 bases this year, but not that time. A gun from Ramos, and Wilson Ramos is now 14 for 40 throwing out opposing base runners this season. So he's up around 35%.
Yeah, he tried to take advantage of the air by stealing second base. Didn't work. It's time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo using hashtag NatsCouchCam, and you just might see yourself on TV. That's brought to you by T-Mobile. Lots of Nats fans here.
Great seats
available.
Conjuring up a division title t-shirt there.
I think he was trying to coax a walk.
It'll be tough to coax one on 0-2 now.
Never know.
Fernandez, 36 pitches, 22 strikes to this point. Tanner on the breaking ball. Good take, and Tom Woodring confirms that at first base. Roark 4 for 20 this year, a 163 career hitter. Trying to catch up with that heater.
Tanner's always going to give you a decent at bat, whether it ends up in a hit or not. Great athlete. Coaxing.
Yeah, the Nats have him throwing lots of pitches here early, and Roark will bounce one down to third base. On the charge, Martin Prado. First time through the order, the Nats go 1 for 8. With the first batter, Rendon singling. The fourth batter, Worth, taking a walk. Anthony now, followed by Danny Espinosa, top of the third. So the batting average now around 325 over his last 20 games.
I think second time around you keep an eye on the velocity of Jose Fernandez and the command as he's halfway to his pitch count tonight. See how that endurance, that's the box you really are wondering how that works out for him here tonight. You know, adrenaline's going to take you through the lineup one time because you're so pumped to be out there for the first time in over a month. You see, second time, 259.
And that's up and in, ball 3. Strike 3 call. Anthony Rendon pulled the bat back, and he is down, and that's 5 Ks in the first 10 batters.
Boy, I looked down at the Nats dugout. They went nuts on this one, and he said he was swinging. And you saw about 20 guys on the top step all raise their hands at the same time, and they had the best view of it. You see the call? Maybe it was called because it definitely wasn't swinging.
And I saw that ball was up from Matt, so he was disputing that call. Danny Espinosa lacing one to left, but Dietrich right there. So a lot of Ks for Fernandez, building that pitch count early, but still tough to hit. Trying to steal second base, ending the second. Nats held him scoreless hitless last night. And he is hitless no longer. Ichiro Suzuki, number 2928 in the major leagues.
Look, they got a fastball up, got on top of it. Nice. Watch him roll the wrist, catch it out front. Just another lousy single for Ichiro.
It's a pretty quick bat at the age of 41.
That broke up a 4 for 47. If you could break up a 4 for 47.
Miguel Rojas, the shortstop. .498 career steals, including 11 this year.
Whoa. 2,920 hits. No wonder he looks so young. I mean, he's sleeping 8 hours every night, going home with 2 hits every. Look at that. I mean, he's 41. No, he slept well with that many hits. There's no flip-flopping. I got to face a kid called up from AAA tomorrow. He doesn't care if it's Randy Johnson or whoever. He's getting 2 hits. It's a lot of good sleep. Trust me, when you go 0 for 4, it's just flip-flop all night long. You're up every 2 hours. You're seeing pitches that you missed all night long. That guy, I mean, he's 41 going on 20 because he slept like a baby his whole career.
9 years in Japan. He's been over here since 01. Counts even 1-1 to Rojas, the number 8 hitter. Good hitting pitcher is behind him. Adeiny Echeverria has had a left hamstring problem for the last 10 days, so that's why Rojas is in there.
Pretty good 2-seamer from Tanner. Got a lot of run to it late.
That was first Marlins base hit, that one by Suzuki. Tanner slowing things down here. Hitter never asked for time, and the curveball is outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Go back to that 2-seamer in and keep it down. You got a good chance for a double play. That's going to be a hard ball to elevate for Rojas.
Couple of quick innings. 11 pitches first inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 hitters caught stealing after the error in the second. That was 11 more. 2-2 with a target inside. Jammed him well. Desmond Espinosa. Ichiro comes after Danny, and he turns the 6-4-3. It's the Nationals' 4th double play of this series.
Well, he did it. 2-seamer, located well, down and in, and he got the double play. Well executed. Good call by Wilson Ramos. Well executed by Tanner Roark. Nice turn by Ian Desmond and Danny Espinosa. That's big league baseball right there. Executing the game plan to a T. Nicely done.
Strike call. Fernandez 2 for 13 with a homer this year. 2 career home runs. and a batting average of 190. There's a rocket to right. Harper thought about throwing the first, and I saw Tyler Moore start hustling to the bag in case. And Jose Fernandez has his 3rd hit of the year.
I think if Tyler Moore was there, Bryce Harper throws him out. It's a one-hopper. It's what you dream about as a right fielder with a good arm. Wow, it would have been close. Maybe look at that replay again. I don't know if he'd have been out, but it'd been fun to watch. I know that.
Here's D. Gordon, who pulled it on the ground to Espinosa. First time up, and that's a curveball foul. You could hear D. Gordon's reaction. Might have thought that one was going to get him.
Jose Fernandez playing with a real edge tonight. I think when the Nats dugout was questioning the check swing to Anthony Rendon, he was chirping as he went off the field to the Nats dugout, all the way into his dugout, and then he was chirping to Bryce Harper right there, running to first. Hasn't played in a while, and he's a gamer. He's a guy that's very intense, but he's playing with some kind of edge tonight. Maybe we got a shot of him running to first, having to hustle, and then some words for Bryce that don't look nice.
He's been in a scrape or two early in his career because of that competitive nature. And a 1-2 pitch, and Tanner Roark gets in on the hands of D. Gordon.
Well, when you don't have a whole lot to play for as a ball club, and you have a team that is in a race or trying to catch somebody, that's your playoffs. Jose Fernandez acted like it tonight, and it looks like, based on the demeanor when he faced Bryson right there, that I guess I would say they're very competitive against each other. Is a nice way of putting it. Face each other a lot here in the next years.
Upstairs with a heater. D. Gordon 0 for 2 tonight. 3 innings in the book for Tanner Roark, and pitching quite well. Harper to lead off.
Children's National Health System for every home run a Nats player hits this season. It's for wonderful cause Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. Jose Fernandez, Bryce Harper, round 2.
Yeah, looked at a fastball first time to strike out.
Hits one here. It's going to have to be the other way because Fernandez kept that fastball away from Bryce first time up.
Harper rips one to right. That's Bryce Harper's 152nd hit of the year. He's in the top 9 in the league. So 1 for 2 tonight after starting the evening, leading the league at 334.
See, I think that's a young mistake by Jose Fernandez and JT Realmuto. They threw 98 on the black to Bryce first time up, and there was nothing he could do with that. Upper 90s, hitting the corner away. So they try to trick him with a changeup right there. Pulls it to right, gets himself a base hit. Usually a pitcher and a catcher will stay in a place until a pitcher can show him he can hit that. And not a lot of guys can hit that fastball away like he threw it first time.
Worth 30th walk of the year, first time. And 2 in a row in there missing. Now a career best 21 in a row. No score, top of the 4th. Hits are even at 2. Bryce a short lead, and the breaking ball is right in there, and Jason Worth can only walk away. Strikeout number 6, and 4 of them have been called third strikes.
Well, you're thinking he's going to start to lean on this slider a little more second time around. He throws that slider right at Jason Worth, and watch the break on this. Wow. It started at Jason Worth's left thigh and broke to the outer half of the plate for strike 3.
Ian Desmond sees 96. Hit the ball to center first time up for the final out first inning. And that's a rocket to short. Harper's out. Bryce went back in standing up. And it's a 6-3 line drive double play.
Matt Williams wants to check it. Bryce Harper's walking out the right field. I think he knows he was out, so that'll tell you what you need to know.
Top of the 4th over. Ian Desmond hit the ball extremely hard. It turns into 2 outs. Pitcher and batter ready to go. Bottom of the fourth. Roark to Yelich. Strike one on the foul. Christian Yelich almost hit one out of here first time. Bryce Harper got back to the fence, which stands about 10 feet tall here in front of the bullpen. This is not a ballpark where you're going to be reaching over to bring fly balls back in. So Roark averaging 12 pitches per inning, first three. After his most recent start at 4 1/3 against the Braves, I talked to him the next day and he said he just needs to get back into starting shape. And he said around the 4th or 5th inning is when I really start feeling stronger as I go on throughout the ball game. That'll take a while.
Yeah, usually that's when he starts feeling stronger.
Yeah.
It's the opposite right now.
We'll see how long he can go. The pitch count's good. That ball is hit pretty hard, and it turns Jason Worth around, and that'll short hop the left field wall. That's an impressive swing in this ballpark as Christian Yelich goes leadoff double, 4th inning. And now 3 of the last 5 Marlins have hit safely.
And stayed back on this off-speed nice. He let it get deep. Really took it out of Wilson Ramos's glove, and that's where Yelich's power is, the other way. That's all Jason Worth can do is watch that short hop the fence, lead off double in the 4th. Nice swing. Look at the kick off the fence. That was weird, but it was a double all the way.
Next up, the good handler of the bat, Martin Prado. Bouncing ball to Danny Espinosa at second, first time up.
Take one of those right here.
Batting 3rd this year. Prado hitting around 350. 2-0.
Well, that begs the question. Why is he hitting 3rd every day? 350 hitting 3rd. Guess what? You're hitting 3rd.
Tanner misses on 4 in a row. Inside the numbers, brought to you by Jeep. Chris Bryant running away with the rookie RBI race here. Matt Duffy of the Giants just under 70. Michael A. Taylor just over 60. And Justin Bour in that mix with 53 on 16 home runs. He steps in, 2 on, nobody out. And Bour to right. Did he get it? No. Bryce Harper grabs another one right in front of the wall. Runner going to second. This should be 2. And not a good base running play by Martin Prado. That will go 9-6-4 on a double play. And for Bryce Harper, his 7th outfield assist.
Didn't have the sound off the bat, so you're wondering, big man hit it. Is it going to get out of the ballpark? And I think he just got in off the sweet spot to Justin Bour. Nice play by Bryce Harper. And Martin Prado went halfway, tried to scramble back. And he thought Bryce airmailed this ball over Ian Desmond's head. He saw nobody covering. Danny Espinosa gets over there quick style. And a nice feed from Ian Desmond for the routine 9-6-4 double play. That was huge in a 0-0 ball game.
Well, the Marlins have hit 2 balls tonight, well enough to go out of anywhere other than here. And that's right in the middle of the numbers on Derek Dietrich. He took a little look out to the mound, tossed his bat away, and he goes to first. Dietrich coming in 1 for 5 career against Roark with a home run. And it's 1st and 3rd, 2 outs.
Well, he wasn't too happy about this. I don't think Tanner Roark is trying to hit anybody with 2 outs and a runner on 3rd, but Looked like Derek Dietrich might have took exception.
JT Realmuto reached first time up on the error by Ian Desmond, then promptly gunned down by Wilson Ramos trying to steal. That was 2 innings ago. Fastball right in there. 94 with a lot of run.
I think it starts off the plate actually away and comes back and just right down the middle.
The breaking ball and a grab by Ramos.
Got him in the bare hand, I think.
Two with 2 aboard. Realmuto hits it hard, and Danny Espinosa couldn't quite get it. Marlins lead 1-0 on the rookie's 42nd RBI of the year.
A nice piece of hitting right there by the Marlins catcher. 2-strike mode going the other way. Good effort by Espinosa, but that ball was hit hard. Watch the location of the pitch. Wanted it outside and just had that same run back as the 2nd strike, and Realmuto ready for this one. Good effort by Espinosa, just out of his reach. More, I think that it was hit by him than out of his reach. And the Marlins take a 1-0 lead.
Here's Ichiro. The curveball to the inside edge. Up the middle, Roark, bare hand glove, bare hand, chooses not to throw wisely, and the bases are loaded.
Almost an incredible circus play by Tanner Roark with the bare hand, trying to tap it to his glove, and it just didn't stick in his glove. And he was so frustrated that it didn't go into his glove, that I think if he would have arm faked the throw to first and then went back to third, he had Dietrich coming around third base. But he kept it in the infield. That might have gotten up the middle for a base hit and RBI. Almost an incredible play by the Nats pitcher.
Another base hit for Ichiro, number 8 hitter Miguel Rojas, who bounced into a 6-4-3 double play last inning. Marlins a walk, a hit batter, 3 hits in the inning.
That's exactly where he went to get him out last time up. That two-seam fastball down and in for the double play.
Dietrich, Real Muto, and Suzuki. Third, second, and first. This one to Ian Desmond on a knee and over to Espinosa. So after all that, the Marlins get a run, and Tanner Roark keeps them from further damage.
Twelfth and 13th, Walter E. Washington Convention Center. Tickets are on sale now. Get them early and you get some early bird prices. You know the drill. It's just like Nats Fest. It's going to be 2 days this year. And look who's here. Santa's actually here in South Florida.
Santa Claus.
All right. The
Wow.
real Santa will be at Winterfest, and you can ask him or tell him what you want for Christmas. Ask him, tell him. Depends how good you've been. If you've been good, you tell him. You don't ask him. If you've been bad, then you ask him.
There's Wilson Ramos, top of the 5th inning. Couple of breaking balls, and that one in there from Jose Fernandez. So he got that double play last inning, giving him 56 pitches through 4.
I would have to ask him. Very nice. About 20 more bullets from what I understand. We'll see.
Ramos on a front door breaking ball, got jammed by it. Bohr to Fernandez for the first out, 5th inning.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one on this Saturday night, look forward to Miller Time later in the ball game. That's brought to you by Miller Lite. Doesn't like the ball, wants a new one. Might have a little pine tar on it, actually.
Loud sound to that one off the bat of Michael A. Taylor, but Ichiro is a step onto the track. 2 outs here in the 5th. There have been some loud, long fly balls.
Man, for whatever reason, the ball not carrying at right field here at Marlins Park today. And usually that's where it goes.
And Tyler Moore had one way out to center back in the 2nd. A lot of breaking balls here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, his slider just hangs a left. I mean, it just makes a big left-hand turn after about, I don't know, 30 feet, maybe 40 feet. And his fastball just took a turn to the right. A little slippage. Good take right here by Tyler Moore.
Two-two pitch. Another curveball, and Tyler fouls it over the first base dugout and well up into the seats for a count of 2-2.
I mean, as a right-handed hitter, if you see that rotation and it's at you, you got to swing. And imagine how tough that is when your mind is telling you get out of the way. But when it's a slider from Fernandez, he starts that right at your left hip.
Then it goes fastball, and Tyler Moore gets the end of the stick on it.
See the delivery. Well, he really jumps down that mound too. He's close to you, and let's go with that fastball.
Well, that kind of explains itself, that shot. Big time hook, 7 strikeouts through 5, and he might have another inning left. They're going to pinch hit for him here with rookie catcher Tomas Telis against Tanner Roark. Bottom of the 5th underway, ball 1. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, didn't walk anybody, 7 strikeouts. Actually 1 walk, pardon me. Worth back in the 1st. 1 ball, 1 strike. talked about this last year. We could see it coming. The young pitching of this guy here in Miami and the young pitchers on the way for the Mets. The division is going to be quite a fight for the next several years.
It is. And I like the passion that Jose Fernandez pitches with when it's directed toward his own team. Tonight, I felt like the first time I've seen him directed toward the other team. And I'm not sure it was warranted.
Upstairs, 2-2. Taylese, a 24-year-old switch hitting catcher from Venezuela. They got him from the Rangers in a deal for reliever Sam Dyson at the trading deadline. And he hits one hard to left field for a base hit. Second hit with the Marlins. Taylese had 17 hits for the Rangers last year. So they're 2 for 2 in the number 9 spot tonight.
Stay back nice on that slider. And I'll tell you what, that swing looked just like his third base coach, Lenny Harris. That was what Lenny Harris used to do so well off the bench. One of the best pitch hitters I've ever played against. Was great at going the other way with the line drive.
Top of the order, and D. Gordon takes one outside. Ground ball to second in the first, swinging strikeout on a high fastball in the third. Hot shot, and it's off. Anthony Rendon, who was playing really shallow and just had no time to react. First and second, nobody out.
Well, that's what D. Gordon does so well. He pulls you in because of the bunt threat, that he slaps one by you, and no reaction time for Rendon. And he's playing right where you have to play D. Gordon. If you play him any further back, he lays down a bunt, put it in your pocket. Just a nice piece of hitting by the Marlins second baseman.
Marlins now about hit the Nats 7-2. Yelich got their rally started last inning with a double that short hopped the left field wall. Probably hit that ball about 360 the other way. Tapper to Roark. Desmond for one. No chance for a relay. Throw in behind the runner, and just getting back is Taylese at third.
Matt Williams going to check it out on the replay. We're going to check it out on the replay. But it looked like they had Taylese dead to rights at third base. Heads up play by Ian Desmond. Couldn't turn the double play. And they're going to check it out. Put the headphones on, Matt Williams is telling the crew chief.
So it'll be Larry Vanover who's working the plate, and then the umpire Ron Culpa, who made the safe call at third.
Well, you actually saw a reaction from Anthony Rendon after the play, which leads me to believe that he got him. Let's look at the whole thing. Heads up play by Desmond. Good throw right on the bag. And did he get him? I don't know. I mean, there's the reaction.
Umpires looking up at the big video screen in right center.
Well, I'll tell you what. Check out Ron Culpa's angle. You can't have a better angle. And did Rendon get him on the arm to overturn it? I mean, Culpa's face is in the play. I mean, he can't get any closer than that. He's pointing at it. I don't know how you can miss a call if you're that close. This is a good angle. It's not definitive. They're not going to overturn this.
Yeah, Anthony missing on the first swipe, it appeared. Then laying the glove down on the right shoulder was the hand back in.
I'll tell you what, the Nats have had more problems with tags this year than I've ever seen a team have problems with tags, ever. Every once in a while, you just have to dive on top of somebody to make sure you get them. Did you see anything in there you thought they would over? I mean, we've learned if one thing this year to overturn it, it's got to be blatant and obvious, correct?
Here come the headsets. They're going to call the runner out at third.
Maybe we
so a 1-6-5 double play. And the Nats have turned some unusual double plays tonight. One from the outfield and now this.
So a 9-6-4 double play into a 1-6-5 double play, and maybe they had a better look than that. I can't tell there. And once again, I'm wrong, and I'm glad I was. Definitely not going to have a job in New York anytime soon.
From a mess on the bases to a runner at first, 2 outs. Here's Martin Prado. He promptly rips one up the middle. And the Marlins have 8 base hits. 3 in this inning. They had 3 last inning with a hit batter and a walk and only scored 1 run. So you know what they're thinking and what their announcers are saying. They're 1 hit away from breaking this game open time after time, and it looks like Matt Williams has the hook for Tanner Roark with the left-hander Justin Bour coming up. Nats haven't generated any offense here in a game and a half at Marlins Park. A run on 7 hits last night. Nothing on 2 hits tonight, and Matt doesn't want to let this thing slip any farther behind. So into the bullpen with 2 aboard, 2 out in the 5th inning. Hits right now, only 1 run, a walk, couple of strikeouts, 3 double plays, and 27-year-old Sammy Solis takes over.
Matt Williams going with the left-on-left matchup, and he likes the fastball, curveball, changeup combination of Solis versus Justin Bour.
They have met before, and that's a good hook for a strike. 0 for 1 with a ground ball out. Then a good fastball to the inside edge. Second base, Christian Yelich. First base, Martin Prado. 3 out of 4 batters with hits in this inning. And the 0-2, Ian Desmond, just a couple inches short of reaching it, and Miami leads 2-0. They're collecting some 2-out hits tonight. Prado ends up at third on the RBI by Bour, his 54th.
A nice piece of hitting by Justin Bour right there, going with it. Another low line drive in the infield and just stayed on the fastball. You're thinking maybe that Solis would go back to that curveball, but Bohr all over the fastball, drills into left and puts the Marlins up 2-0.
Another lefty, Derek Dietrich, strike one. Rafael Martina for the Nats with Rio Muto up next. And a pop-up to the right side for Danny Espinosa. So another one of those innings for Miami. This time they get 4 hits and score only 1 run. Now the Nats need to get some hits of their own. 2-0. Fish. And we check in on Victor Robles. Look at that, over 350 on base percentage plus slugging. Very big Gulf Coast League and the New York Penn League. Extra base hits, the RBIs. He's just an 18-year-old outfielder at 6 foot 185. Victor Robles, a name to keep an eye on. Here's Kyle Barraclough, second appearance of the series. Gave up a base hit to Escobar last night and a sac fly to Wilson Ramos. Trey Turner will bat for Sammy Solis. And next will be Joe Ross, his first appearance out of the bullpen.
Barraclough fastball 95, slider 83.
Trey Turner 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter, and that's a breaking pitch that drops right in.
And if you're in the first base dugout, you're pumped that Jose Fernandez is not in this game any longer. Good take.
Two. No swing, says Tom Woodring. Count goes full. Fastball, and Trey Turner able to slice it back. Nats have scored 1 run in 14 innings in this ballpark. That was an unearned run last night, thanks to a pitcher's throwing error on an attempted pickoff, then a sac fly. And that came flying into Trey, and able to back off a little bit. Ball hit his bat.
Yeah, ball 4. He tried to get out of the way. It's too late on a 95-mile-an-hour here that just chased him. Watch 2 seams coming at you. Do the 3-2 thing all over again.
He gets the leadoff walk.
Good at bat. Down by 2, leading off the 6. Nicely done. Jordan Zimmerman bobblehead commemorating his no-hitter against the Marlins. You remember that last day of the year last year. First 25,000 fans, you'll get one of those. That's presented by Geico. September 25th. Phillies in town. 7:05 start. The Jordan Zimmerman touchdown bobblehead.
Top of the order, Anthony Rendon. 0 for 1 against this righty.
Trey Turner thinks about rolling here.
Right now creating a lot of hitting room for Anthony Rendon.
Even though you're down by 2 runs, and even though the boppers are coming up, I still think you play your game. You take an instant run right here, stolen base, get him over, get him in 2-1 ball game. So Trey Turner talking to Tony Tarasco, and they're trying to figure out if Bearclaw's times are slow enough for him to steal him. Looks pretty quick though, just with the eyeball stopwatch. Be fun to watch him play every day someday soon. See how many bases he can actually steal in a full season. I say 315.
Maybe a good career.
Oh, I mean in a single season. No, in a half a season. 600 if he plays over there.
And 11 steals at San Antonio before the trade. Swiped 4 in 10 games at Harrisburg, 14 in 48 games at Syracuse.
Good count to go on if you're thinking about it. Usually an off-speed pitch.
Has a brace on his left wrist. 2-2. Rendon rips one to center, but the ball's going to hang up right for Christian Yelich. Anthony Rendon 1 for 3, one of only 2 Washington hits. Bryce Harper has the other. He's on deck with Espinosa coming in. Finale of this series tomorrow. Left-hander Brad Hand for the Marlins. He's 4-5, and Max Scherzer still chasing that elusive 12th win, making his 29th start of the year. Then it's on to Philly for 3. And yeah, some familiar guys in the ballpark Thursday. The Marlins will be in for a 4-game set.
The Nats play the Farlands the rest of the year. Seems like.
Until that final series in New York. And one at home with the Orioles. Turner on the move. Great jump. No contest.
Wow.
I mean, he was flying. And for Trey Turner, his second big league steal.
You were calling the play correctly, and I'm thinking in my head, put it in your pocket, GT Real Muto. You got no chance. You saw the jump. You saw how fast he got to top speed. Straight steal all the way. Didn't look in. And nicely done by Trey Turner. Second stolen base for Trey. But he made it look real easy.
Jose Urena, the right-hander. Rodel Lazo, the 2 newest Marlins in that bullpen. Danny Espinosa, one appearance recently against Barraclough, who walked him. Nats box score. Rendon, first inning leadoff hit. Worth, 2-out walk, stranded. Bryce Harper, fourth inning leadoff hit. 1 out later, line drive double play. That's it until Trey Turner gets the pinch walk and the steal here in the 6th. Three and one.
You know what I'm going to miss most about this season? That. And seeing that in every ballpark we go to. I mean, for me, I know I'm easily amused, but that, I'm going to miss that.
Cherry blossoms in Yosemite Dam.
Yeah.
Espinosa, right side. Bohr, backhand on the one hopper. Plays it well to his pitcher, 2 outs. So the Nats are making some hard outs right now. It'll be up to Bryce Harper with 2 outs, and do they come with the left-hander Lazo here?
Or do you pitch around him and put the tying run on and pitch to Jason Worth? Decisions for Dan Jennings. Martin Prado to the mound. And here comes Dan Jennings.
So Barraclough will get a couple of hitters and walk one. Bryce Harper against a lefty that we will all see for the first time in a moment. Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Bryce Harper waiting patiently here at the top of the 6th with a runner on third. Trey Turner and 2 outs. For every Nationals walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Girls on the Run DC. 461 walks for a total of $23,000. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. And I read that off the screen and I can't see.
26-year-old rookie from Cuba, Radel Lazo, signed as an international free agent in November 2011.
If I'm Bryce Harper right here, they didn't bring in Lazo to throw him a fastball right down the middle first pitch. And this is how you think as a hitter, and he does this a lot. You sit on a first pitch slider. He throws it 33% of the time. Rick Shue had the book open during the break and was reading to Bryce Harper that he likes the slider. So every once in a while you look for it, sit on the first pitch and hit it a mile. See what happens.
Runner at third, 2 outs, 2-0 game. Bryce Harper base hit off Jose Fernandez into right field last time up.
Threw it.
Yeah, got the hook. It was blown away.
Pretty good average last 16 games against southpaws.
Wow. Jason Worth was to lead off. He's in the cleanup spot tonight. That's on the inside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike.
If I'm a young pitcher and I'm facing Bryce Harper, I want to see if my stuff plays at this level, even though it's a 2-0 game. You know, what do I have? I come in and bounce 4 sliders. I didn't show my manager or my general manager a thing. I mean, you come in, you want to get a guy like Bryce Harper out. You don't want to pitch around him because this is a one-hitter deal.
Right.
Jason Worth is getting a right-hander. So as a young guy trying to establish yourself, show your teammates, your skipper, your general manager that you could get an MVP candidate out.
Justin Bohr heels to the grass over there. Gordon on the outfield grass. Harper, big rip at 89, and the count's 3-2.
I was frustrated that he missed that.
Turner walked to lead off the inning, stole second. Bryce Harper gets under 1 to right. Ichiro Suzuki is waiting for it. And the Nats are gone in the 6th. They've stranded 3 runners tonight and still trail 2-0. Every time the Nats strike out an opposing hitter, $37 to the Children's Inn at NIH, and that's thanks to the generosity of our Washington area Toyota dealers. Bottom 6. First appearance out of the bullpen now for Joe Ross. He'll take on 6, 7, and 8.
A fastball for Joe averaged at 93, slider 84, changeup 87. 13 starts for Joe Ross this year. Check out the righties. 174 average against. So we'll see Joe as a reliever for the first time.
And so will the Marlins. Reliever or starter. They've never faced him. It's kind of funny the way the schedule shook out. Seemed like Joe was always pitching against the NL West and some games against the Central. One-0 pitch to the Miami catcher, who has set new rookie records for a receiver here in games, runs, hits, doubles, triples, and RBIs. Drove in his 42nd last time up. Into right, and Bryce Harper cruising to it. Suzuki and Rojas the next two here in the 6th.
I was talking to Frank Menachino before the game, the Marlins hitting coach, and he played second in Oakland to switch off there together. And remember when Ichiro was a young player and where we had to play at second base with nobody on against Ichiro. And I asked Frank before the game, I said, do you think he was faster than D. Gordon? You would play right in this area right there against Ichiro when he was younger with Seattle. And Frank said he thought, let me do that again. You play right about there. Double play depth maybe a little bit shallower against him because he was so fast. Yeah. And he was running out of the box at the same time with D. Gordon's speed.
And he slapped a couple now past Anthony Rendon. So he turns it 0 for 2 into a 2 for 4. Well, that's Ichiro. I'm talking about Gordon earlier slapping one there. So Ichiro right where Rendon was playing Gordon. And Ichiro Suzuki 3 for 3.
Yeah, doesn't run like he used to run. Seems like he's just getting thrown out by a half a step every time, but he still can slap that single to left field.
That's 2,930 hits.
Another 2 for another 8 hours of interrupted sleep.
That's a pretty good bunt by Rojas. Good play, couldn't throw him out. Rondon did all he could. And the Marlins, with Casey McGee coming up, will have 2 on, 1 out.
Yeah, perfect bunt. And you see how he squares around early? That's just textbook. I mean, placement is so important when you're a base hit bunter, especially if you have a third baseman that's back. So many times, especially for you younger players, you see guys run out of the box and bunt at the same time. Rojas just did an instructional video on the base hit bunt. That was perfect. He squared around early, got the bat head out front, put it right where he wanted to.
That's warming up Matt Thornton now, because D. Gordon and Christian Yelich, left-handed batters, are next. Steve McCaddy out of the mound as Casey McGee is coming up. Marlins box, and you can take 7 of their hits and fit them into the 4th and 5th innings, but they only scored 2 runs. Ichiro a perfect night. Everybody else has at least been on base. Dietrich, by the way, hit by a pitch for the 2nd time in his career by Tanner Roark. And right now, if you look at the Marlins box score, they have 6 hits from the 7, 8, and 9 spots. And there's Brian Morris getting ready. Casey done as a pinch hitter this year. 5 for 26 with the Marlins. He had 3 other pinch hits with the Giants. So on the year he has 11 pinch hits and 8 RBIs. Not hitting for the power in the last couple of years. He did with Milwaukee. Spent a year in Japan. And the Ross slider down and in.
Yeah, Casey, a big guy, walked up to me today in batting practice and said, "I heard what you said about me last night." And I thought, uh-oh. And he said, "Yeah, I heard you said Jason Worthless now in the Casey McGee, not a fan of Ron Culpa club." And he was talking about the pitches that he got called on him last night on the inside part of the plate. He felt like they were, I guess a nice way to say, pitcher strike.
There's that good slider by Ross. And when he starts out as a strike, all of a sudden it's down and gone.
Yeah, it seems like right-handed hitters just don't pick up the rotation on the Ross slider ever. Seen that a bunch of times since he's been a big leaguer.
2 on, 1 out, 6th inning. Marlins threatening to add on to a 2-0 lead. Another beauty. Gets him for the 2nd out.
Yeah, the disappearing slider from Joe Ross, and Casey McGee can't pick it up. Gets a big strikeout. And Matt Williams out to the mound, and he is going to make a change here with 2 outs.
Yeah, Matt Thornton's been getting ready. 2 left-handers coming up in D. Gordon and Christian Yelich.
Highlights in right field tonight. Christian Yelich with the deep drive in the first. He went back, a nice play. And then Justin Bour, you can tell by his reaction he knew he didn't get it, but this is where it gets fun. A little 9-6-4 double play. Or as I put that on my scorebook, the 3-man weave. And they got 2 on it. So Bryce Harper having a nice night out there in right orchard.
Matt Thornton against D. Gordon. Gordon 1 for 2 career against the Nats lefty. Good looking breaking ball at 83 to get ahead. So 2 on, 2 out. D. Gordon a base hit last time off Anthony Rendon, with Anthony playing closer than the baseline at third. Just an update, top of the 7th at Atlanta, Mets 3-1. Look at D. Gordon hitting .400 with 2 outs.
Also hit .340 against left-handers this year. .340 against lefties. 323 against righties, 340 against lefties.
So Bryce Harper right now is at where he started the night, 334. Gordon's at 328 with his 1 for 3. That's right where he started.
Hit 382 against left-handed starters this year.
Swing and a miss. Matt Thornton throws it by him. Gordon 1 for 4 tonight. Marlins a ton of chances to blow it open. They haven't done it yet.
.05 start. First 25,000 fans receive Calvin Coolidge bobblehead. 30th United States President. You'll get a bobblehead of him. That's presented by the White House Historical Association. Nicknamed Silent Cal for his quiet, steadfast, and frugal nature. A lot like you, Bob. He never reached for his wallet.
No, that's just being cheap.
And
frugal is taking care of your money.
Where is Calvin in there? I don't see him. Looks like a small tremor going on here at Marlins Park.
Yeah, they got some kind of mechanism in there that keeps that thing moving, so the bobbleheads truly do.
Maybe it's foreshadowing what's about to happen. Jason Worth leading off the 7th.
Worth, Desmond, and Ramos against the right-hander, 28-year-old Brian Morris. They got Jason Worth out last night, 2 for 5 career. Morris pitched in the 7th last evening and popped Jason up. Moves him back here. Nat's got a couple of hits against him. It was a key point in that ball game last night. But then Mike Dunn came in, struck out Bryce Harper, stranding 2. That was pretty much it for the Nats offense.
Fastball slider will cut the fastball. Fastball averaging 94. Nats looking for some life.
1 unearned run scored in this series. Two and 1.
It may change, it may not change, but I'm watching a group that looks like they got swept by the Mets this weekend. They are finding it tough to start the engines here in South Florida. They really are.
In there, 2 and 2. Third base side, fair ball and stabbed by Prado. Then he gave Bohr a long hop that was pretty easy to catch. 1 out. Again, the Nats making hard outs.
And the short in-between hop with topspin on it. Watch Martin Prado right here and get a nasty hop. Both bounces in the dirt, so that ball picked up speed. First bounce in front of the plate, second bounce in front of third, and then Prado just throws. It looks like he didn't get a grip on this because this ball goes right into the dirt. And the best thing about it was a big long hop for Justin Bohr. Nice play.
1 out. Ian Desmond, the hitter. Desmond 1 for 4 career against Morris with a home run, 2 RBIs. In this series, he 0 for 6. Two outs.
All right, we got your fan photos brought to you by T-Mobile. Hashtag Nats Couch. Yeah, good looking family right there. And a great looking kid. And it's a good thing he looks like mom. I like it. Hashtag Nats Couch Cam. You just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast that's brought to you by T-Mobile. Thanks, Mike. Great family.
Wilson Ramos is next, 0 for 2. Ramos against Morris, career 2 for 5. That's unreachable. No balls, 2 strikes.
Pitching with a 2-run lead in this ballpark is such a luxury for Marlins pitchers or whoever, because you need about 3 hits to tie the game. 4 hits. Home runs just don't happen here.
And Brian Morris striking out. Desmond and then Ramos. This is the Hyundai 7th inning stretch. So the Nats with bobbleheads galore right behind home plate continue to struggle offensively here. 2-0 Miami.
Time for a game summary brought to you by Cox. Get your sports advice on any device with Cox. 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Marlins with 11 hits, the Nats with 2.
Christian Yelich 0 for 1 career against Matt Thornton, who struck out Dee Gordon, ending the 6th. Then Prado and Bohr, righty lefty to follow. Rafael Martinez back up. Could be another full inning for Matt Thornton here. Lefty, righty, lefty they go. See what happens with Yelich here. On a 2-2. And a comebacker. Matt has it. He'll run it right over to Tyler Moore. Byron Kerr and Ray Knight tune into the Nats Extra post-game show presented by W.B. Mason when this one's over. Martin Prado 0 for 2 career against the Nats lefty. Bringing that breaking ball in from outside. 0-2. Prado tonight a walk, a base hit, 1 for 2. Up the middle. Martin Prado on base 6 times in the first 2 games here.
On base 3 times tonight. Grounded out first time up, then a walk and a couple of singles. Nice job of staying back on the off speed, going right back up the middle.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Thornton and Bohr will face each other for the first time. Justin Bohr last time up with an RBI single that just got over the leaping Ian Desmond. More to Desmond and right back for a 3-6-3 double play. And the Nats have turned 4 double plays tonight. It's late in Florida. 2-0 Miami. Max Scherzer looking for number 12. At Miami, July 30th. No runs, 3 hits, 7 innings. Max 11 and 11. Brad Hand, the lefty. And August 30th in Washington, 4 2/3. Nats got him for 5 runs on 8 hits. Coverage begins with Nats Extra at 12:30. FP and I'll join you from the booth at 1 o'clock. First pitch right around 1:10. So Matt Williams pacing like an expectant manager, needing some runs. Taylor, Moore, and then the number 9 spot. Good job, by the way, by Matt Thornton there. Whoa. And Brian Morrison for another inning. Michael A. Taylor 2 for 3 against him. Prado even with the bag over at third base. This one out to short and to his left, and coming in Rojas. 1 out. The Nats have 1 hit since the first batter of the game, when Anthony Rendon singled to left field. Bryce Harper led off the 4th with a hit, erased on a double play, and 1 base on balls for the offense since.
Nats Plus is back for 2016. Memberships on sale now. Enjoy the best seats in the house, access to private on-field events, and more. Memberships give you year-round Nationals experience. Go to nationals.com/Nats Plus and join today.
Tyler Moore takes a heater low. Matt Den on Decker. And Matt Gray's throwing. Tyler Moore had a base hit against Morris last night to start that 7th inning. 3 for 5 career against him. The count goes to 2-1. Count is even. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball away. Morris, 5 batters, 2 ground balls, 3 swinging strikeouts. And Matt Dendecker now will try to get aboard for Anthony Rendon. Dendecker 1 for 2 career against Morris. Pitch hit against him last night, flew out to left field.
Matt done a nice job off the bench for Matt Williams this year when he's been in the major leagues. Got some clutch hits. He can definitely help a major league club as a 4th outfielder. There's no doubt about it. He's a good player.
He's got power,
speed,
really good outfielder. That's right on the edge, dropping to the outside corner. Mercedes-Benz will track it.
A little backdoor slider there at 83.
And Matt gets under that one out to shallow left center. Christian Yelich with the call, and the Nats go in order again. 9 in a row retired. 2-0 Fish.
Miller Lite. We're going to show you the 2 runs the Marlins have scored tonight. JT Realmuto, fastball with 2 strikes, lines it to right field. That scored Christian Yelich to make it 1-0. And then Justin Bour off of Sammy Solis. Nice piece of hit on a fastball going the other way. And that drove in Christian Yelich as well. So Yelich scored both Marlins runs. They're up 2-0.
Left-hander Matt Grace for the Nats with his 20th appearance. 13 innings, 10 strikeouts, but 8 walks and 10 hits. Obviously, when he's going well, he gets those ground balls 63% right now. And for the Marlins, it'll be the left-hander Dietrich, right-hander Realmuto, and then the lefty Ichiro, who we'd be looking for his 4th hit of the night.
Fastball slider change. Good 2-seam fastball. Lots of late sink to it at 91 miles an hour.
Dietrich 0 for 2, hit by a pitch tonight. First appearance against Matt Grace. That ball hit on the plate and goes a mile in the air. Grace able to play it over to Tyler Moore.
Nice play. Very graceful.
I like it.
We've seen some choppers against him go for hits. He's had some tough luck out there this season with making good pitches and getting beat on good pitches. This time a very athletic play. 1-3 to Tyler Moore. Nicely done.
Realmuto is next. Nats do have the top of the order due up in the 9th. Jammed him. Good pitch. Pop up right field. Bryce Harper. Bullpen solid now for the last couple of innings.
Most popular way to follow all the action of the Washington Nationals is with MLB.com app, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, all kinds of stuff. Get the MLB.com app right now. Visit MLB.tv today.
Here's Ichiro. 1-for-1 career against Grace. Low and inside. And that chopper just foul when Ramos picked it up. And about to see another Ramos. Their closer AJ, who got his 26th save of the year here last night, getting ready for the top of the Nats order. Fastball right in there. Ichiro guides one up the middle. Desmond right by the bag, throws him out. And a 1-2-3-8 for Matt Grace. Anthony Rendon, Danny Espinosa, and Bryce Harper. Top of the 9th coming up. Nats need a couple. in their last 11 ball games, and the Nats trying to avoid a 5-game losing streak here. They'll have to solve A.J. Ramos, who came in the 9th inning last night, got Taylor and Moore, walked Dan Uggla, and then got Jason Worth to end the ball game on a fly ball.
I think early on you see him, he can be very excitable as a closer and have trouble throwing strikes early in the inning, but once he gets an out or so, at least the first out I should say more accurately, seems to settle in. So fastball average is 93, slider 82, he's got a curveball and change to go with it, and Anthony Rendon trying to get on for Bryce Harper, or Danny Espinosa first, then Bryce Harper.
Yeah. Anthony Rendon 1 for 4 career with a base on balls against A.J. Ramos. Nats have been out hit 12-2. 4 double plays have helped keep this game close. Fastball rides high. And 3 1/3 scoreless innings from the bullpen on just 4 hits. Strike call. And Rendon hits one hard to left. It is beyond the reach of Dietrich. Anthony Rendon into second base. He slowed down, and then Dietrich dropped the ball, and Rendon goes to third. It'll be a double and an error. Pardon me, it's Christian Yelich over and left now.
Hey, how quick was Anthony Rendon on the fastball in right here from A.J. Ramos? Watch this, tries to sneak the fastball in. And Anthony Rendon just dropping the barrel on this, had some carry to it. Christian Yelich had a good beat on it. And he's so long, you're thinking he's going to reach up and catch that. And this is where you could give him an error. That's got to be a double and an error. So the Nats in business here in the top of the 9th inning, down by 2.
Yeah, Cole Gillespie has gone to center, moving Yelich over to left.
Good hustle by Anthony Rendon, getting into third.
And obviously a big AB for Danny Espinosa.
There's a lefty up in the Marlins bullpen for Bryce Harper. We'll see what Dan Jennings does after Danny Espinosa.
Yeah, Mike Dunn struck him out last night. This could be an inning by committee. Well, it's not Mike Dunn. Evidently the lefty is Chris Narveson. Looks like Andre Rienzo is the right-hander. Espinosa takes one on the edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Larry Vanover has been hunting strikes all night.
Espinosa didn't like it. We'll see what Nissan says on the pitch track. Way outside.
Hard curveball down and in for the strikeout.
So fastball away to a slider down and in, and Espinosa over the top of it. Man, looks like Dan Jennings going to leave his closer in. Martin Prado coming to the mound saying, hey, don't give this guy anything to hit. He can tie the game 1 swing.
In line for the win, Jose Fernandez trying to go 5-0 and win in this ballpark, his 16th game without a loss. Bryce Harper against A.J. Ramos, 1 for 5 career. Bryce 1 for 3 tonight. Way outside.
Not sure why he was thinking about a bunt right there, down by 2, when he has 36 home runs.
Held up 2-0. Oh, that's going to be a swing. Ron Culpa at third. Looked like, or sounded like Vanover had called it ball, and then on the appeal, it's a swing.
Well, check it out from the side. Did he go? That's
No.
not even close.
Wow.
I mean, I would have definitely told you if he went, but he didn't even come close.
And then Bryce couldn't hold up on that one. Blake trying it if the Nats can get this game into the bottom of the ninth. And that ball ended up way off the plate, and Bryce had already committed 2 outs.
Bryce going to be frustrated with this at bat. Might have let the check swing call affect the next 2 pitches. It's hard to assume what he's thinking. But Jose Fernandez into it in the Marlins dugout. But you think that maybe that call by Ron Culpa affected the next 2 swings.
0 for 8 Jason Worth career against Ramos, but an RBI. Couple of walks. Ramos got him for the last out last night. Fly ball to left. No swing, says Tom Woodring at first.
Well, let's check out this one and compare it to the Bryce Harper check swing. Pretty similar.
Yeah. If anything, Jason went farther than Bryce. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ramos just flipping breaking ball after breaking ball up there.
Well, he didn't want to walk him and have Ian Desmond represent the go-ahead run.
Anthony Rendon started the inning with a double, went to third when Yelich fumbled the ball out in left. And he goes back to the fastball.
That 3-1 heat right down the middle. Jason Worth trying to tie it up a little bit late.
And the Marlins win it 2-0 as Worth looks at strike 3. The Nats had a runner at third with nobody out, and honestly never came close to bringing Anthony Rendon home. They strand just 4 runners on the night, collecting just 3 hits. Now the Nats have 1 unearned run in the first 2 games of this series.